Hey everyone and welcome. In this video we look at an article in the Express and it's titled Frexit Rising. EU rocked as damning poll shows French Euroscepticism is now higher than the UK's. Yep.
And I do believe that we have rotten politics, and I'm not using that as an exaggeration. Rotten politics in this country at the moment.
France finally says enough is enough. Let's watch a quick clip, shall we? Showing the French farmers protesting Macron as visual proof, along with what we know of the yellow vest protests that have been going on for months and months and months. Just shows the wide-scale dissent by the French against Macron and the EU.
D'Éric Drouet est donc figure des Gilets jaunes qui est donc arrivé dans ce salon de l'agriculture, vous le voyez, qui est entouré par de nombreux journalistes et qui visiblement...
As you can see, they're not happy, are they? Let's read and gloat at another nail driven into the EU coffin, shall we? French trust in the European Union has taken a dramatic nosedive, a pro-Brussels think tank has revealed. Around 6 out of 10 people in France questioned said they do not trust Brussels. The Jacques Delors Institute study indicated the country's lack of trust in the EU has jumped to 58%, a dramatic rise of 10 points since Emmanuel Macron's election as president. Just 32% of participants said they could trust the EU, while the remaining 10% didn't express a judgment. 32% said they could trust the EU. That's brilliant, isn't it? I mean, at least the French people aren't as ignorant and stupid as Macron, eh? If they're finally waking up, it won't be long until they're out of the EU as well. And if two major players jump out of the EU, it's only Germany that's left milking everybody else in it. That'll fall apart as well straight away. The findings place France ahead of the United Kingdom as the country with the least faith in the bloc's institutions. On average, just 47% of participants from across the bloc said they couldn't trust the EU, while 43% do. So it's a massive difference, isn't it? The study was undertaken in November last year, but only made public today. I wonder why. I wonder if it's got anything to do with Brexit. Has it? I wonder if it's got anything to do with that. Lead researcher Thierry Chopin said there is no reason to believe the EU's management in the lurgy pandemic has done much to boost support in the bloc. Well, what have they actually done other than milk more money? Is that not exactly what they've done, with nothing coming back whatsoever? I mean, they've even tried stealing PPE off other countries and etc. and throwing up the borders immediately when they're supposed to be solidarity. Yeah, alright, they were never solidarity. He said there has been a continuous decline since the day after the election of Emmanuel Macron until their point where ambivalents have not become the majority of France. The report describes ambivalent as Europeans who are neither supporters of Brussels nor Eurosceptic in their views. So floaters then, what we would actually class as a floating voter, someone that doesn't know either way until the actual time that they're required to vote, or probably just the young, the ones that don't care either way. The report, it claims ambivalents are driven towards Euroscepticism because of a lack of understanding about the EU's inner workings. I actually beg to differ on that. I think ambivalents, which are what we would class as moderates, I presume, are driven towards Euroscepticism because of a massive understanding of the EU's inner workings. It's got nothing to do with lack. It's because they understand you more, and as soon as they do, they don't like you. Why? Because you're evil. Prove me wrong. The media, schools and politicians are blamed because only 48% of ambivalents are said to know how the EU works. Rubbish. Absolute rubbish. And 64% consider Brussels institutions to be too distant. It's because they don't care about the people, that. It's got nothing to do with them being distant. They just don't give a shit. Mr. Chopin added, we have seen it before with the euro and the migrants. Oh, here we go. If under the exceptional circumstances like the lurgy crisis, the European leaders fail to display flawless unity and solidarity, comrade. Wow, that didn't sound commie, did it? Then the ambivalents will be more and more tempted by the national withdrawal, convinced that the national state is the only one able to protect. No, it's not got anything to do with withdrawing and hoping that the national state will protect them. It's because we know you won't. So therefore, it's our only option. Is it not? Oh my lord. I mean, I'm not a clever man, to be honest, as you probably know, but even I show these people up. The findings in France rank the country alongside the UK, which has left the EU in January. No, it hasn't. No, it hasn't. Why? Because we're still having to let people in, aren't we? We're still having to take foreign worker quotas. Yeah, we're still having to ship fake refugees into the country when we catch them in a dinghy. Yeah, this is exactly what leaving meant, isn't it? The only 56% of Britons were said to have no trust in the EU, while 29% they were said to be supporters of the bloc. 56% said they have no trust in the EU. Zero trust. That means 56% of the population don't want anything to do with the EU, which means they're effectively admitting 56% of Britons want no deal, aren't they? Greece was the only country to display more Euroscepticism. And are we surprised France, Italy and Greece are starting to become more and more Eurosceptic? Are we really surprised at EU? Do you not look in the mirror when you get up in the morning? Do you not read the papers that you actually beat countries over the head with on a regular basis? Do you not see that? I mean, you're fining countries for helping their own businesses and then you're doing the same yourself. Hypocrite. That's why this is all changing for you, because you're hypocrites. But what say you? Do you think that's true? Do you think they are hypocrites? I think they are. I think every single one of them is a hypocrite. With 62% of respondents expressing little faith in Brussels. It's just getting worse and worse for a minute. But the country had more supporters than France, with 34% of respondents having trust in the bloc. So the tide is changing. I mean, we all know, we're all hoping, I should say, that the EU is going to be a thing of the past very, very shortly. This just seems to be, like I said earlier, another nail in the coffin of the EU. And I'll be honest, it can't come quick enough in my opinion. Charles-Henri Gallois, economic spokesman for the Eurosceptic Union Populaire Républicaine Party, said the French with the lurgy crisis are even more aware of how the EU is useless. There you go. So they've said earlier in the article that it's because people don't know exactly how the EU works, and that's obviously why, because if they did, they'd like the EU, wouldn't they? And then in the same article, they're coming up with absolutely stupid lines like, the French with the lurgy crisis are even more aware of how the EU is useless. This is the standard, you read there? This is the standard of journalism in this country. This is why I started the channel, to prove that these imbeciles just repeat bullet points from other imbeciles. You can't argue that point, can you, when they're doing saying stuff like that? We voted in 2005 against the European Constitution. We are at a turning point. We know that the current EU is bad. Bad? It's well beyond bad. It's a money pit. That's all it is. A money pit designed to drain wealth and industry away from nation states. And it's done a very good job of it until it got caught out. That's what we're having here. This is the problem. They've been caught out and now they're trying every opportunity to say that it's because of the same things, isn't it? Because the people are stupid and they don't know that the EU is better for them. So obviously they'll obviously need to force it onto you because they know better, isn't it? For your own good, sort of. Nevertheless, they are still thinking that we can change it. When they will be aware that you cannot change it, Frexit will win. I hope it will be the case soon. I hope it will be the case that it's Frexit and all of the others. I hope everyone leaves. Finland, Sweden, everyone. I hope they all just go, you know what? You're pointless. Bye. Just like we've done. But what say you, everyone? Do you think this is another glorious kick in the balls for the EU? Because I think it is. It's like they've bent over and France have gone, Footer! Run up. They've took a run up. The French people have took a run up and hit them right in the sackies. Well, let me know what you think. Do you think this is brilliant? I do. I think it's excellent. Do you think any other countries are going to be following suit if it does start this? Because we know Italy and Greece are already thinking about it. We know France are now thinking about it. Who else? There's quite a few countries that are getting milked for all their worth, are they not? So it's all going to come to a head for them soon. So I'm loving it. If you're new to the channel, don't forget to hit the like, comment, subscribe, hit the bell icon. That way you'll be notified whenever I go live with a new video. And I'll see you on the next one. Stay safe.